Tomo, I've seen the influence of the Abigail female line in many herds across the country. Can you give us a bit of a history on the Abigail line?
Yes, well, the history, as far as I know, or from Millah Murrah perspective, is we purchased Wallah Abigail the 43rd at the Sanderson's Wallah Dispersal at Narrabri in 1969, and here Abigail's from that base, that family's just grown exponentially. Minimal cull rate. They're a wonderful family, and they're the equal of the Flower family in terms of their preponderance in the herd. They pop up all the time. So yeah, and as you say, they do appear in many pedigrees across the country. It's a pretty prolific family in the Australian Angus breed.
Tomo, an amazingly athletic cow for a 10-year-old cow here. Give me a bit of history on her.
Well, this is Abigail Y79, and you're right, she's just a magnificent cow for a 10-year-old. She's a Henry VIII daughter, and that's the sort of thing we experienced with Henry VIII and why we went back to him only 1 or 2 joinings ago. A wonderful female producer. Y79's got a daughter in the sale, Abigail C41. We've been out, this is the cow of that calf, that bull calf, the evident bull calf H105, which no doubt we'll put into this video. He's a beaut calf.
Yeah.
And she'll sell pregnant to G253, a bull of ours, who's a great young calf.
Who's G253?
He's an Ardrossan Apollo grandson, and yeah, really good calf. I reckon we'll probably try and get him in the Angus side benchmark program coming up. So look, yeah, she's a super cow.
Tomo, one of my old favourites here, mate. I love this cow. Give us a bit on it.
Yes, Abigail Y108. This is footage from the spring. And look, she's just a real worker for us. She's got tremendous sale results. She's had bulls to $9,000, daughters to $7,500, $15,000 in embryos. She's a really modest type cow, but she's got that great doing ease and that depth that we love and that we can build on. And look, she's going to sell pregnant to F159, who's a bull that's catching a lot of attention and in the benchmark program. So yeah, this is a cow that I'd certainly be happy for someone to take as a foundation cow to flush and to build a herd from. She mightn't be spectacular looking, but she just keeps churning out the good calves.
Henry VIII's daughter here. I know you love her. I know she's one of your favourite cows in the herd. Tell us a bit about it, mate.
This is Abigail Y132, and again, this is spring footage. Yeah, she's a cow that, to use the old expression, ticks every box. She's got a super pedigree. Henry VIII out of S104, who was a kelp daughter that was the cornerstone of our Argentine project. Y132's got a daughter in the sale, A28, beautiful type of cow that I know you're familiar with the cow. Her first son was a full brother to that cow I was just talking about, A28. He topped our sale in 2007 at $14,000, and she's continued to breed on. Just last year she had 2 sons of 24J in the sale that made 9,000, or 10,000 even. One of those went to Millah Black Simmentals, a beaut style of a calf. Last spring, just for example, the earning capacity of the cow, we sold over $10,000 in embryos from her, and that was not being able to supply demand to people who've seen her really love her. She's got that wonderful phenotype, and she's now demonstrating longevity, looking like she does at 10 years of age.
Yeah.
So yes, that's the sort of cow. If you had 500 of those, you wouldn't know what to do. I just think she's a really outstanding cow. This is Abigail B10, once again spring footage of the cow. She's a Crusader of Stern daughter from a wonderful Henry VIII cow, Y116, who's been a very prolific cow for us. B10's got a daughter in the sale, a dinky die daughter at E190. We sold $10,000, over $10,000 in embryos from B10 last year. She's got a phenotype that's pretty appealing to people. She'll come forward pregnant to our own bull, Millah Murrah
Tom, I have to say, a great set of teats in this little female. Beautiful cow.
I knew you were going to say that. Yes, it is spring footage again, Ben, and C37, only a young cow, so not a lot of progeny recorded. I was interested by the pedigree, Paralliance, New Level, P. Fred, and yeah, her phenotype, her structure was very appealing. When she's in production, it's a cracking udder. She's very sound. She's got a daughter in the sale, an Infinity daughter, E44, lovely type, and she's had one son, C37, had one son sell at $7,000. So she's got a nice record, and she's going to sell pregnant to D78. And I'm very wary with D78 how to use him, but when you put him on those conventional thick cows, I think he's got a place. So I would expect the calf has got some potential.
And she's a perfect donor for someone setting up a stud.
Yeah, I think she's got donor claims. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you she's the best cow in the herd, but she's certainly a good type in my book.
Yeah.
This is Abigail C204. This is footage from last spring. We brought her into the donor team last spring based on the quality of her progeny. She had two really good bulls in the sale last spring. The 2-year-old bull by D78 sold for $9,000. He was actually the heaviest bull we've ever sold. And she had an ironstone yearling that made $6,000. He was also a really good style of bull. The pedigree of this cow I'm drawn to. She descends from, she's by a bull by Crusader of Stern, and goes back to S104, Abigail S104, who's a matriarch of the herd. Love the phenotype. She's a really neat, beautifully put together cow in my book. So yeah, she's a cow I've got a really high regard for. She'll sell pregnant to Millah Murrah F159. This is Abigail D9, very similarly bred to C204, who we were just discussing. She's by a son of Crusader of Stern, and she goes back to Abigail S104 on the dam side. Again, a phenotype I love in this cow. She's had a son make $7,500 and two very nice daughters retained in the herd. And she's got a conversion bull calf at foot. And as we discussed earlier, these are the first conversion progeny in Australia. And yeah, I like my intuition again with this mating is that it'll be excellent. Ben, this is Abigail E8. She's a top young donor cow for us. We flushed her as a heifer, and since then we've flushed her for other people have taken custom flushes from her. She's a Burra Neutron daughter from a Crusader of Stern cow, and carries two lines of 469 in her pedigree, and that's where that doing ease comes from. She had a son in the sale last year, sold for $16,000, and we've got a couple of excellent daughters. She will sell in calf to Millah Murrah F159.
Tomo, I've been following this cow around all day, mate. I absolutely love the look of her. She stands out. It's just an outstanding female. She's got a beautiful calf on her. Tell us a bit about her, mate.
Yes, she is a standout phenotype cow. She's a Burra Neutron out of a 1407 cow, and I guess you'd raise your eyebrows when I say that pedigree, but the cow she's out of was incredibly easy doing, thick type. Yeah, just very hard to improve upon the phenotype in this cow. It's perfect. And she'll come forward with a Danoon evident heifer calf at side, and we've used evident over a lot of these Neutron daughters, and judging by what we're seeing now at yearling age, it looks to be a really, really good mating.
Yeah, the evident bull calves we've been looking at out in the paddock that are for the spring sale are outstanding. So
a lot of those are from Neutron daughters. It just seemed like a logical mating to me. I know people have got their reservations with evident, but they're looking. I'm pretty excited by them. We've got Abigail E51 here. She's a daughter of the Meadows A64, who was a bull by top-selling bull here, Vita12, out of a wonderful cow in S110, Hingo 469 power play cow. So this cow carries three of our wonderful cows from the past, S104, S110 and G20. She's got a great Emperor bull in the yearling group that we're looking at this morning. He's going to be one of the good bulls coming through in the spring. And she sells with a conversion bull calf at side.